Hey guys, it's Nicholas here, aka Matthias on HeadFi, and today I'm here with the Cayin i5 Android-based digital audio player. And I thought I'd just show you, how long it takes to boot up, scan a card, what the interface looks like, how you get third-party apps installed, etc. So, without further ado, let's push the power button down. You have to hold it down for a few seconds. I think you'll see the screen light up just a little bit. There it goes. I'll let go. And now we'll let it do its thing. Comes up. Says salute to hi-fi, burn your music. And that is what the rest of the Cayin dApps that I've tried, I guess the N5 and the N6 both have that same catchphrase. Comes up with the Cayin logo. It looks like it's been burned onto the screen, perhaps. I think it's about a 30-second boot. It's Android, so it does take a little bit of time. And should be coming up. There we go. And it's got a broken symbol here. I took the card out from the last time I used it so that I could show you guys how long it takes to scan the card. So you can see it says in-out error. So there are a couple ways you can go back to the main menu if you want. You can press the home button down here. You can also press the little down caret. Let's wake the screen back up here. Press the down caret. Go to the main interface menu. Hopefully this is focusing well. Let me take a look here. Looks like it is. So you can notice it keeps the now playing info down at the bottom, along with basic transport controls. You can get into the list of your songs here. Let's go. Let's go back to the menu here. So here is the main menu. So if you want to go in and install third-party applications, you can do that. Make sure I click on it. It's got Google Play Store. I'm hooked up to Wi-Fi at my house, so there you go. Loads up Google Wi-Fi, Google Play through my Wi-Fi. You just go on, click in there. It's not the most responsive interface in the world like your phone would be, but it's okay for a music player. Let's get the keyboard out of the way. Again, you can go home by pressing the home button icon or the main home button. Go back. So let's go back. I'll show you. I've already got Google Play installed. Here it comes. Okay, loading up my library. You can see I already have a song playing down here. And there you go. It's scrolling through a bunch of music that it thinks I want to listen to, but I probably actually don't want to listen to any of that music. And click here, you get to the now playing screen. And there we go. Now we are starting to play the song I left off on. Let's pause it. And, a lot of you have seen Google Play anyway, so let's just get out of there. You can hop back through Google Play if you want. You can, check out your music library if you want. Scroll through that. Just kind of give you guys an idea of how responsive it is inside an app. Find something you want to play. Tap on it. Go back to your main song if you want, and let's go back to the main. So here we go. Again, third-party tasks, file manager built comes with it as well, I believe, or maybe I put that on. I forget. All right, music scan. I have a 200 gig SD card in FAT32 format, nearly loaded up. It's loaded up with a lot of music, a lot of FLAC files. So I will pop that in. It's a SanDisk card. It's in now. Let's scan it. And see how long it takes here. Oh, hey, come on. I just put my card in. There we go. And I think there are around 7,500 tracks on here. So, you know, it'll take a little bit of time, but it's not too bad. So there it goes, just scanning, scanning, scanning away. I don't have the screen set to stay on all the time, so keep tapping to refresh the brightness every once in a while for you so you can follow this through to completion, see how long it takes. Get an idea of what you're in for if you have a big card that you put in here. Excuse me. And it does come with 32 gigs of internal storage. Some of that is eaten up by the operating system, and I think we can go back to the main screen, but I think it leaves you with around 28 gigs or so for your own music. And it's about done. There we go. Alright. Got everything scanned in. So now, let's just go through these menus a little bit. So you can go to an equalizer. Now we can enable it. And you can see I'm in a custom equalizer, so I can go and I can change it. You can see it's responsive. And it draws your curve up here so you can see what you're doing if you're that kind of visual person. And, you know, if you make something that just would sound horrible like that, you can reset it, which is nice. If you click on the custom text, it brings up a list of different EQs that are pre-programmed. You can choose one. You want to listen to some metal. So you would click on it, and it doesn't automatically take you back to show you the EQ setting, which I think is odd. I wish it would just go back as soon as you tap one, but whatever. Then you just tap on the main screen. It shows you. I guess people who listen to metal, they think they don't like a lot of sub bass. I don't know why. I like sub bass in my music. They want a little extra guitar crunch. If you want to just go back to custom, you know, go back up there, brings you back to your custom setting. I'm just going to disable it. So that is the equalizer. And one thing I wish it had just had some capacitive back button down here so I could just push back instead of having to go through their on-screen controls. That's just me. I'm used to that. My phone's got capacitive buttons, so I prefer that. You can set a sleep time if you want. I don't need it. You can go in here and do, gain settings. It's got several different filter options. If you're into that kind of thing, you can choose those. You can add DSD compensation, crank it up 6 decibels if you need to for DSD files. For digital out, you can choose whether or not you want D2P or DOP. I'm not a DSD listener. I really don't have anything I think I could buy that I would enjoy listening to that much that's available via DSD. So it's nice for people who have some hearing issues. You can change the left-right channel balance, all the usual things. Play through folders, so it'll go to the next folder. You can lock in a startup volume if you want, or just have it revert to the last startup volume. You can lower the volume down, so if you don't want to go up above a certain volume, if you're always using sensitive IEM, then you can lower that max volume. And then down at the bottom, a few things you'd probably want. Breakpoint Resume, so it goes back to the last spot in the song you were listening to. If you shut it down, bring it back, you can resume play where you left off. Gapless. I need to really put that through its paces. I know some people have been complaining about gapless in the latest firmware. Show album art or not. And if you have an LRC file associated with your music, you can have it display the lyrics. So there you go. Go back here, and you can either push home to get back, or you can just drag that back over so you can see, about 30 gigs left to fill up your own music out of those 32. I have scanned in all of my music now, so I can crank or click over here to album, artist. If you go to album, it shows your album cover. It's fairly responsive. Takes a little bit of time to load them, but it's okay. I usually go by artist, so you can scroll up and down through all of your artists. Genre, individual songs. If you just want to play everything, you can slide that guy over, and if you favorited things, you can see them there, and we'll show a list of what you played recently, frequently played, or playlists that you've loaded up onto your i5. So, the way I usually listen to music, sorry, I should have just pressed the home button down here, is not via the tags. I don't usually do tag browsing. I go into the TF card and I browse by my own folder structure. I prefer that. And a couple things you can do with the i5 too. If you have a music server in your house, you can just play music from your music server over Wi-Fi. And if you have music loaded up into Dropbox, you can play it there. Again, I like to go play music off my TF card. So I've got it all organized, A through C, D through F, etc., alphabetically. So let's find something to listen to here. I like Albanoto and Ryuichi Sakamoto. That's pretty cool music. And I really like the Ensign album, so we'll go in there. And we'll push play, and now it's playing. Another thing, I wish that when I click on the song that was playing, it would just go directly to the now playing screen instead of me having to come down to the bottom and click on the now playing strip. And then it takes you there, but I just wish it would do that on its own. The song's playing, and you can go over here. I don't know if you can see it. There's kind of like a little capsule or a little cutout for play mode, so you just scroll through those and get to the one you want. I usually just leave it on play straight through everything. It's got a quick shortcut to the EQ if you want to change the EQ settings. That's handy. I don't want to, so let's get out of there. You can go back to a list of all of your songs if you want to. Okay, I don't care to do that right now, so just get back out of there. And again, let me try that. So if you go there, you get your list of songs, and one thing, since we don't have a back button, I'm at a little bit of a loss as to how to get back to the, maybe click on, oh there we go, click on that, derp, silly me. And when you're playing the song, you can, it's responsive to switching to different songs. That's great. You can swipe here. If I had lyrics on, it would display them, or you can display a VU meter. Honestly, I just turn the screen off, so I leave it on album artwork, and then if I'm not listening, I turn the screen off so I'm not eating up the battery. Down at the bottom, you've got the transport controls. You've got, play pause in the middle, and then hopefully you can see this. There's some little orange dots over here. So if you want to scrub through a song backwards or forwards, there's no line here. A lot of DAPs have a line that you can just scrub back and forth through. Instead of doing that with the i5, you scrub this way, and you can see it's kind of excuse me, filling up. And it starts out orange, and it starts turning to red the further you go into the song, and then you can scrub back. And if I want to go about halfway through the song, you can just click any point and go there. If you want to go back to the beginning, just click the back or the rewind button. So that is how you get through the music, and it's okay. I kind of like having just a line that you can scrub back and forth through, rather than this arc or this semicircle. It's a little more intuitive for me and a little easier for me to see how I'm controlling it. And certainly a lot easier to show off in a video, rather, because here I'm just covering up those transport controls. So that is now playing, and so I've shown you so far, booting it up, scanning your music, kind of basically how what settings there are to change in the main settings menu, third-party apps, how to get them from Google Play. Then I have Google Play Music on there. That works just fine. I know some people have mentioned with Tidal they have some issues, but with stuttering, I've experienced that too. Not the problems with Google Play that you're having with Tidal. So that's most of what you can do with this guy. You also have just a basic Android pull down where you can quickly change things. So you don't have to dive all the way back into the main menu if you want to get to, turning on the game. Because that was a setting back in the play menu. You can go in here and just quickly change it. Cool. Get out of it. Turn your Bluetooth on and off. Turn Wi-Fi on and off. I found that these are not the most, not the quickest things to do. I click on it and then it takes a little bit of time. It's not. No, that's not that bad. Maybe I'm just using my phone, so it's actually going pretty fast right now. That's great. Change the brightness if you want to here. How long it takes if you want to shut off. Here's the Google Play music that I was playing earlier. You can just get rid of it right there. And we're back to our now playing screen. Again, you want to get to the main menu. You can either press the home button or the little down caret there. If you want to go back out through your menu structure, we've got a little up arrow here. This is where I wish I just had a back button down here, because if you're holding it in your hand, I don't think that's as easy to reach as if I could just hold it in my left hand and say, press a back button down at the bottom. But it is what it is. And or if you could just swipe. But if you swipe, you go back to the settings, so you can't just swipe back. It's not quite as intuitive as I wish it was. This is not a breadcrumb. You can't click on it. I'm not exactly sure why they put the play mode settings right there. I guess if you want to start shuffling here, you can do it. But so that is basically, that's a basic look through the Cayin i5 user interface. Nice. British spelling a favorite. Okay. And I don't know how much else, what else I can show you. Oh, the volume. I guess I didn't show you the volume or the hardware buttons. So we've got the button on the side here for power. That's the only thing on the left side. If you want to change volume, just start scrolling back on this wheel. It has good resistance. I really like this volume wheel. It's not going to accidentally start changing in your pocket. So you can do that, or you can swipe up and down on the screen. You can tap the little buttons. So you got a few ways. You have to initiate it with the scroll, or with this volume knob. But once you do start with the volume knob, then you can start playing around with the volume. I might be wrong about that. There might be some other way to control the volume on the main screen. Maybe you can go. I haven't seen it yet. I know on the Vio X7, if you scrolled along the side of the screen, you could change the volume. I actually didn't like that. I like to very deliberately change the volume. So that's changing volume. And then over on the side, you have a dedicated play pause button, which is nice. And then you've got a skip, forward button here that's right above the play button. And then a skip back button up at the top. And I know one of the users on the forum just mentioned that the skip back button actually has the arrow in the same direction as the play button, so it seems like it should be the skip forward button. So I don't know why Cayin has it that way, but they do. Might be confusing, but usually you have it in your pocket and you just have to remember top button is back, and the bigger button right below it, because they're the same size button right below it, is forward, and then the very small one is play pause. And if you turn the screen off, the lower button, the tiny one for play pause, if you hold that down for a couple of seconds, it will pause your music, and you can skip through tracks. And let's wake it up. So to wake it up, you hit the power button, and it's locked, but you have your basic transport controls on the screen, so you can play pause if you want to, or skip through tracks here. So you don't have to, so I thought you could skip through tracks. I don't know, maybe, actually it doesn't look like it's responding to that. That's a little bit odd. Okay, well you can unlock it here, and actually, it looks like it just forgot what I was doing. It might have finished the album. I might have tried to skip through it too many times. In any case, you can control it while it's off, which is nice, handy for when it's in your pocket. And again, in your pocket, this knob, unless you have super tight skinny jeans and you're moving around a lot, that volume knob's not going to activate. So that was a basic tour of the Cayin i5, and the last thing I'll do is just power it off. So hold down the power button for a little bit, and you can either just restart it if something's gone awry, or power off. And you have to confirm it. There we go. And it's nice. It says come back soon. Has a cute little graphic. And pretty quickly your i5 is off. Alright, I hope that was helpful. I will come back at some point in the near future and give you an update on how I think it sounds. And I'm very familiar with the Cayin DAPs. I actually own the N5, and I've had the N6 in-house for, I think, one time, at least 2 1-week periods. I think one of those times I kept it for a couple weeks before I had to hand it off. So I've had both, and I have a lot of other DAPs, and I'll compare this to some of those in the near future. So in the meantime, thanks for watching today. Thanks for your patience. I think this is a little bit of a long video. Seems to be the way I roll, though. And until next time, happy listening, guys.